Repetition. Okay.
Mhm.
So, namaste.
No.
We are dealing with income tax. There are actually many officers, important officers, as we have in modern administration. The important officers mentioned in Kautilya's Arthasastra also. One is Sannidhata. Sannidhata, we have discussion and those some two parts are there, Arthashastra, two parts. Director of stores that you can go through that. All the details are given. That particular Sannidhata, his duty. Earlier it was like, planning commission. But now if we go for comparison, it is little closer to Niti Ayog. Whatever come under
Okay.
the Niti Ayog, the same will come here. And now
Mhm.
I entered the next officer is Samaharta. Sannidhata means actually the literary meaning is just putting all the things together. Who is the
Okay.
actually boss? Who is the director of all the things which are collected? All sorts of produce, all sorts of goods. That is actually is not like security guard or anything of the building, but actually total account of all the goods he is the boss, director of stores. Under
Yeah.
him again, as
Ah.
usual, so many departments will be there. This is one thing.
Mm.
And now
Yeah.
next we are coming to Samaharta. Samaharta is Aharta, that means who collects revenue. Actually, we say collector. So here
Yeah. Yeah.
actually the total in charge of finance. We have to say that
Ah.
total finance officer.
Mm.
So that way this is there. So
Okay.
so on. It is so interesting. And another thing is Samaharta collector. Uh, what he does is actually how many here Kautilya's explanation is so wonderful. We do not know, I mean, we are paying income tax, all of us, but we do not know the details of what are the sources of real income. We do not have any clear idea because a budget session is there. Budget, they say, they read out, they allocate the funds, etc. That time we feel bored. We are not, unless commerce people are those who are involved in that, they take the note of that. But actually, we people really, whatever they are allocating now, budget system also, when budget is presented, all of these heads, means titles, will be proclaimed, and also how much budget allocated is also explained in that session. But we don't take a serious note of that. Here, Kautilya in one place gives how many sources of income, in the sense under what heads. Actually, sources of income means he has selected all technical terms. Kautilya's terms are entirely different, totally technical terms he gives. So that way, what he has done, actually, I just, have typed later on, I'll share with you. All the details, it is not that possible to share. But
Mhm.
actually, now, because Akshay also has come for first time, I am
Yeah.
simply reading out already, which is done in an earlier class. Samaharta, the collector should look into Turkam Rashtra Khanim Setum Vanam Vrajam Vanikpatham cha Aveksheta. So he should look into the sources of seven headings he has done. Seven headings titles also you see, can, people, common man gets confused. We need not get confused. That is, one is Durga, then Rashtra, then Khani, then Setu, Vana, Vraja, and Vanikpatha. Here, Durga means actually we think what is the income from fort. It is not like that. Actually, the complete state income mean whatever is there, that is put under the purview or under the title Durga. And Rashtra is from a city, capital city or from city. Whatever is collected is put under the title Rashtra. Khani is very clear. Whatever income comes from the mines, it is put under the heading Khani. Setu, see, this wonderful terms he has selected. Setu means, actually, whatever that is a water body, bridges, etc., we think. But here, Kautilya means to say that whatever that revenue comes from water bodies means actually carrying via like bringing river path, etc., etc., and also fruit gardens and vegetable gardens, all these whichever are linked with water, the
Ah.
sources. So that is, he has given the title Setu.
Mm.
We do not find anywhere this terminology, particularly Kautilya's terminology, we do not come across in any Dharma Shastra or anywhere.
Mm.
Here and there we may get in Mahabharata, but we do not come under, we do not come across in any Dharma Shastra or anything. That is his style. That's the reason Kautilya's terminology, the technical terms. I have written a book also, my minor
Mm.
project, technical words in Arthasastra and
Ah.
political words. So that
Mm.
of course, I'll send to you later on. Some copies are there. And then
Ma'am,
Vana.
yeah, if
Yes.
I have doubt, I should ask in the end of the session or in between, I can ask.
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Setu also means bridge, right, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah.
The Yeah, so water bridge. So people who earn from it, I think
Yeah,
it is also linked to that.
it is. Yes, yes. Whatever, as you say, because whatever, I don't know the technical terms also, chess, road chess, etc. They say, no. So tax, it is again, each this term again explained with its subdivisions. Now we are going to read. Under Setu, what comes also he has given. Now only main headings, and then again we read out those terms also. Okay. Vana is everything forest. That's all. Forest department. Even that is explained in detail by him. Vana is forest produce. Vraja is, actually Vraja means belonging to animals. Animals
Ah.
means particularly not forest animals. It is like, cows, domestic animals, we can say. All whatever, goat, sheep, whatever are there. He explains. And then Vanik Patha. Vanik Patha is actually, this is a trade route means actually whatever routes are there, trade route. And that, this seven main headings, later on what he explains now. Durgam. All this is done in earlier chapter. Again, I am repeating. Under Durga, what come? See, Shulka, Danda, Pautava, Nagarika, Lakshanadhyaksha, Mudradhyaksha, Sura, Suna, Sutram, Tailam, Ghrutam, Chara, Savarnika, Pani Samstha, Veshya, Dyutam, Vastukam. Detailed meanings are there. Last episode, if you take it.
Mm.
Karshilpikanaha, Devatadyakša, Dvara Bahirakaadeyam cha Durgam. It is almost like 22. The numbering
Ah.
also, again, I told you, last episode. That means,
Ah.
here simply I am telling Shulka is here, Kautilya's terminology. See, Shulka is customs, the duty we say, and tax is different. Yeah, this is only Shulka. That is the reason I said state. That means a broader area. This Durga covers broader area. This
Mm.
Rashtra covers a limited area. That is the reason he has given Durga and Rashtra, etc. So Pautavam, I mean, I told you, just please you refer to previous episode. The danda means actually the fines, and that what comes from weights and measures, and also mint compound, and passport officer, and also it is very interesting. Liquor means nowadays also so much of income is coming from liquor, isn't it? Liquor can't
Yeah.
be prohibited, so that is also income. And Sona means this is again, I don't know where in modern you only have to see slaughterhouses, meat
Wow.
shops.
Mm.
That is again discussed in separate chapter. There, what he does, there also he lays punishments for all cheating and deceit in the selling of mutton also. So,
Wow.
sutra means yarn, yarn oils. Thailam means all oils. So, how many varieties of oils? And
Mm.
grita means ghee. Ghee also is of many types. Cow ghee, buffalo ghee, etc., etc. There, no? She buffalo ghee. And Sharaha is a salt. Salt is also two types, like, one is from sea and another is rock salt. Nowadays, some other salt is also coming, no? There, I don't know. So many varieties of salt. And
Pink
whatever
Mm.
salt,
that is.
thin
Yeah,
and salt, and other salts also. A lot of
yeah.
salts.
Yeah, just so Chara. And Savarnika, that is, this is from golden market. One in charge will be there, whatever comes from that. Panya Samstha is, the complete business, that is a market place, Panya Samstha. And prostitution, Vesha. That means prostitution was legalized those days with all conditions. And Dyutam, gambling also. Gambling also was put under some restrictions. And Vastuka is all construction works.
Acha.
Whatever construction works come. The
Mhm.
Because there also, as you know, for survey, for this, and for construction, they have to take the regularization of buildings, and if they go for one floor, two floors, three floors, whatever is pertaining to construction. Okay, karu
Mhm.
shilpi gana. Karu means actually artisans. Artisans means blacksmith, goldsmith, etc. Smithy. And Shilpa
Mhm.
means actually those who do sculpture.
Yeah.
Sculpture means making the dolls, idols, and also pratimas, idols, etc. And Devata Adhyaksha, this is endowment department, the in charge
Wow.
of all temples, that is endowment. And Dwara Bahiraka Adayamcha, whatever is to be collected from the door, I mean entry point, and also from
Mhm.
outsiders. So, like this,
Mhm.
all these constitute one heading. With this, you
Wow.
can really go to the, yes, yes, Akshay.
Ma'am, Uh, I think Chanakya meant in the sense you said, right? You use the word temple adhyaksha. What
Uh,
you use the word?
Devata Adhyaksha.
Devata adhyaksha. I think it meant protection of temple and all the monuments, idols. I don't think they were meant to control it. Endowment department controls all the processes, money flow, everything. I
Yeah.
think it's very different, right, ma'am?
Now, actually, this is, they are mentioned in Shukraniti also. That is Devata Adhipati, something is there. Here, what they do, the income expenditure, they look into that. Even these repairs, whatever activities are connected with the temples.
So money goes into the coffers of temple and government oversees it, or
Yeah.
how it is?
No, no, government. It comes to royal treasury. That
Okay,
is an
temple
no,
directly go
all
to Royal
these
Treasury.
what so far whatever are told, these particular heads collect the revenue. Okay, these individual department. Then the whole thing again comes into the treasury of royal treasury. That is the
Okay.
reason sources of income. Here, actually, what are the sources of income means heads they have given, the Kautilya has given, and these particular, again, subdivisions. As you know, Devata Jaksha means there may be Purohita, there may be another, so many officials are there. So, whatever comes under that heading only, here only title we say, no, that's the title of the particular income.
So I thought before Britishers came into India, so temples were independently working. Sorry,
Huh?
yeah, independently working, independently like people were donating, and they were using for education, for temple premises, construction, and maintenance, and all this stuff. I thought when Britishers came to take the money out of the system, society, dharma
Huh?
system. So they started introducing taxing, they started controlling it, they starting using that money for other purposes. So
Okay.
how the government does it right now? They don't use the endowment fund to fund the temples and all. They use for other purposes also.
Yeah. So actually, here the difference between monarchy, Britishers' monarchy is a monarch system is different, but actually in our monarchy system, because Kautilya third BC, isn't it? So that time it was monarchy system. It is clearly, we know, all the historical records tell us. So everything was supervised, everything was under the control of Kautilya. Sorry, Raja, the king, with the assistance of his ministers. And as I told you, Telugu, you can follow 40 episodes. I told you, no, in that actually the appointment of ministers, etc., are there, who are to be given certain post, who should be made in charge of Devata, women affairs. All this is discussed. There is a test, four types of upadha. In that upadha test, dharmopadha judges, Arthopada, this finance department, these two persons, they said, Ganpati Shastri, a commentator on Arthasastra, he says, those who are proved loyal and upright persons through the test Arthopada should be appointed in a Sannidhata post and also Samaharta post. Because one is
Wow.
a in charge of director of all the products, okay, and another is
Mhm.
of entire revenue. So this is
Mhm.
there. First, actually, the Mohan Rayed garu meer kuda, I had
Amma.
given a 40, this, I'll send again link to you.
Okay.
Unmailanam ani, but I'll send the link. 40,
Mm.
42 are there. In that
Mm.
entire administrative machinery is discussed. What
Wow.
Kautilya does is, now you are coming for first time. Kautilya, what he has done is, first chapter's name is Vinayadhikarikam.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
Vinayadhikarikam is discipline. The chapter
Mhm.
deals with the discipline actually. Discipline
Mhm.
of whom means discipline of king, Purohita, Mantri, and also all the ministers. So
Wow.
how should be the king? How should be the Mantri? How should be etc. 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 How should be Rajaputra also? And
Mhm.
also Kodachari. All these are discussed in 21 chapters in
Mm.
first Adhikarana.
Wow.
I have made 42 videos with
ఆహాహా.
all the details. మూలం
Wow.
కూడా అంత మూలం కూడా చదివి మూలం యొక్క అర్థం చెప్పి we had enough discussion
Wow.
పెట్టలేదు because they were simply they wanted to listen. ఇప్పుడు ఇంట్లో
Mm.
interaction which is very good, actually good for
Mhm.
you know doubts will be cleared here in itself, and people
Mhm.
also feel happy for live
Mhm.
interaction. Not
Yeah,
only
yeah.
you, but those who see the videos also, they feel it is
Mhm.
a little lively. Okay. So
Mhm.
that way, it's a good thing Akshay has made a beginning. Now we can,
Mhm.
if you, because people also should be interested, they should have some, what we say, prior knowledge. Otherwise, to question also it is difficult. Unless you have some, but at least 10%, then you can ask for 90%, isn't it? So that
మ్యామ్
way,
ఇక్కడ ఏ పీరియడ్ వాడండి
uh,
కౌటిల్య
third
ఆయన
century. Third century BC.
బీసీ అండ్ బిఫోర్ క్రిస్ట్
Before Christ, Mauryan Empire కదండి, Mauryan Empire.
మౌర్య ఓకే
Maurya Chandragupta's గురువు అన్నమాట.
ఓకే ఓకే
Mauryan dynasty, అశోకుడి తాత చంద్రగుప్తుడు.
ఓకే
Ashok, Ashoka, Ashokan rule has records అండి. Actual historical records we get from the time of Ashoka, King Ashoka. Ashoka's
ఓకే
inscriptions are there. And based on that, we can decide that, and historians just now decided that his father was Bindusara, then his father was Chandragupta. So, grandson of Maurya Chandragupta was Ashoka. So, Ashoka is a historical character because all Buddhist texts tell us. That way, this has got, Arthashastra has got authenticity. It has got authenticity. Even in a Maharashtra, one our professor has written book may be available, archives, you see. Influence of Arthashastra on Shivaji Maharaj. You try
Wow.
action. Influence of
Hmm.
Arthashastra on Shivaji Maharaj.
Hmm.
Particularly Shivaji Maharaj escaping from the hospital,
Hmm.
sorry, not hospital, from jail.
Jail. Yeah.
That is being, when sitting in the some fruit basket or something. Such
Hmm.
ideas are there in Arthashastra. Kautilya's
Hmm.
Arthashastra, how to escape from the jail. It is also yes, it is also mentioned by Kautilya. So, sudden attack, guerrilla or whatever we say, all these are actually widely dealt with in Arthashastra. So, like
Ma'am,
that, Arthashastra's period is historical,
ma'am,
authenticity.
add
Yeah,
few things. It
yeah,
is okay. So what happened is during the Persian Empire, Persian Empire was at height of his power.
mm,
Okay, so this Alexander used to be in this Greek this thing. So
yeah.
what he conquered Persian Empire, and he was a contemporary of Chanakya.
Ah,
Yeah. Alexander and Chanakya were contemporary. As
yeah.
when he started conquering, then Chanakya realized that we should be united, kind of, because Persian Empire used to border us.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
border. Yeah,
Yeah. So then he started asking help and all. It couldn't work. So Dhanananda insulted him. Then he met
yeah.
Chandragupta and he trained him. And then it is also very interesting to how he made him king. I would like to hear from you this complete story of it. But like in another episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Here the thing is, I'll tell you, as such, we do not have. Recently, one of my friends also asked the historical information about Chanakya. Particularly Chanakya name also we don't find in Arthashastra. We find only two names. One is Kautilya, other is Vishnugupta. So
Ah.
this is at the end of Arthashastra, he says, Swayameva Vishnugupta Chakara Sutram Cha Bhashyam Cha. Only one place we find that Vishnugupta. Everywhere, na iti Kautilya, Kautilya mentions himself in third person. This is the
Hmm.
style of ancient literature because any literature work, if you take it, will be in third person only. Valmiki also has written Valmiki, though it is written by Valmiki, here Valmiki is mentioned in third person. Vyasa also has written third person only. He won't say myself, my grandchildren, no, very mentioned. This is the style of writing the
Because
works.
Ma'am, I feel because they feel that it is the knowledge came from the nature, from the God
Yeah,
itself. That's the reason they never wrote their name. Kind of,
yeah.
they never wrote, we have written this. It means it came from another, this thing, kind of
No,
nature they have.
another thing is once we start, for example, you or me, once we start using I, everywhere again we have to give our introduction who we are. If we go
Oh,
on, that is the problem, isn't it? Whenever I say, who are you again, every time, here, Naiti Kautilya, very simple thing. And in chronological order also he puts. So this is of course. Now, um, historically, nothing is available in Kautilya's Arthashastra, but the description in Kautilya's Arthashastra for palaces, etc., it tallies with the description given by Megasthenes in his Indica. This is the historical source. That's all. Now, what we are doing is actually Arthashastra was not available till 1900.
Wow.
What happened, God only knows. And moreover, two editions are procured, one in Mysore Oriental Library, Mysore,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
another is in Trivandrum by Ganapati Shastri. That means
Ah.
Keralites and also Karnataka people have preserved the manuscripts.
Hmm.
Mysore Oriental Library is very big one, like
Hmm.
Adayar, etc. So probably they have tried to protect it. If you see all
Yeah.
Shakuntalam or anything, They are available after the foreigners' invasion. They have carried them, they got translated. And when that was appreciated there, then only we could get it. If you look at any earlier work, you open, always that is the reason our Indians are very fond of foreigners. Yeah, yeah, this is by foreigner, this is by foreigner. But actually, they have taken our money and Indian wine in a foreign bottle and with foreign label they have supplied to us, and we are totally intoxicated thinking that it is foreign thing. Now also another thing I'll tell you, it is like for example, one thing, if real our export quality, they say. So export quality cotton long ago, when I asked, it is I'm telling 30 years back, 800 rupees meter. One very famous shop I went to Hyderabad. Why it is so costly? It is cotton. He said export quality. And the cloth was so beautiful, as if touching some silk or flower. And then later on again, my own daughter went to US, and when she came, she brought so many T-shirts, etc. When I saw them, that's a fine cloth. That means, our export quality goes there, they comes in the imported form. Like, an ordinary lady or man going into the makeup room and coming like N.T. Ramarao or Savitri, like Rama or anything. Our own, they have come in that. So that way, it is there. But Arthashastra 1909 somewhere, 1905. Shama Shastri has edited, Ganpati Shastri has edited, and Shama Shastri has edited with English translation.
Okay.
Verbatim translation he has given. And Ganpati Shastri has edited with a beautiful Sanskrit commentary. No English translation. Beautiful Sanskrit commentary. Ramachandrudu sir, our professor, what he has done very late. It is not, when I was studying, this book was not available. Actually, I have completed my MA with all that, this topic, MA, MPhil, PhD in 80, before 85, 89. And this book written by Ramachandrudu Garu, published in 1999, just
Oh.
1 year. That means you can see. So then he thought, actually, he said, you should have done it. But of course, I was busy, being a lady, I was in my own, like, no, my own, what we say, frame. And moreover, sparing so much of time. Now, after retirement, after finding the leisure, I started uploading videos. Earlier, I have not done, I could not do. So, Ramchandra sir, he actually guided me. He has guided me for my MPhil, that is offenses, punishments in Arthasastra, and for PhD, Ancient Indian Administration, with reference to Manu, Kautilya, and Yajnavalkya. Both he only has guided me. And he has guided many people in many Dharma Shastras, etc. Then he decided, Baba, this Arthashastra is available with Congress English translation, and also Sham Shastri and Ganapati Shastris are. He bought and brought all the three different editions. One is in Hindi, that is Vachaspati Gairavala. It is beautiful. Actually, I took the help of Kangle and Vachaspati Gairavala in Hindi, because I can follow Hindi very well. That is the reason I used those two. Ganpati Shastris, I was not knowing. I did not refer to it. Now, while teaching here, sir has given me Ganpati Shastri's book. Once his work is over, now I am referring to all the three. Like Vachaspati's, I am not referring. Ramchandru sir's, Ganpati Shastri's, and Kangles. Okay, because that then only Ramchandru sir has written. It means to say that this book is hardly available with perfect English translation. That is only by Kangle, one book available, and it is, old language and a very small print. And Ganpati Shastri is also very old. Ramchandra sir is latest, and he has done this. So that way, our students who have passed this MA Sanskrit, they asked me to teach something actually. I said I teach Arthashastra. Teach something that Panchakavya, Raghuvamsha, it is of many people are teaching online also. I said, Arthasastra, if you see, nobody is teaching. Lectures are there, I believe, but verbatim Pratipadartha, nobody is teaching. I said, I'll teach and I'll put on the, YouTube. Whoever comes, if they are interested, they will read. Otherwise, no problem for me, whatever I talk, I'm doing that same. So this way it is done. So
Thank you,
that,
ma'am.
uh,
Thank you.
but it
Thank
is
you.
such, when by teaching, I am really, what we say, rehearsing myself and opening new doors. Opening because that time I had taken offenses, punishments, usually administrative aspect. But now I am going into anatomy, each point, each minute detail I am going. I am myself wondering. I am myself wondering, myself admiring. So that way it is done. Like this, as I told you, all the seven with all the subheadings he has given. Later on, what he has done is actually this, of course, it is also told, but again I am telling. He uses the word. One is Aya Shariram. Aya Shariram means the corpus of income, and
Oh.
there itself he mentions Aya Mukham. Immediately we also get confused. What is Aya Shariram? What is Aya Mukham? Actually, the corpus means entire complete body is Aya Shariram, and principal heads. Heads means main departments they come under, as face is important for the body. So are the some departments are very primary ones, very principal ones. That is the reason he mentions Ayamukham. That also he has mentioned here. Ayamukham also he says. Uh, and Ayamukham, what it is means, that is the original value, Mula. Bhaga means the share of, that is share means those days, the straight away general income tax was 1/6 part of the income. That means it comes around about 16 plus percent. How simple it was. Now 30% straight away they put on us. This is simply 16%. And again, fruits, etc., they are very little. So this way income tax system is very wonderful in Kautilya's Arthashastra. So Moolam is the original value, Bhagaha share, and Vyaji surcharge. It is very interesting and new to know to us that Vyaji surcharge was there. It is like, on some 20% he says, whatever excess comes, surcharge. That is called Vyaji. Parigha means also it is like, the overall calculation. And then this is this much decided. That is called Kluptam and Rupikam, cash form, etc. So that way, Aya Shariram, last episode I had discussed, Aya Shariram is discussed, Aya Mukham discussed. And actually, today's they have not turned up. Today's episode, today's topic was Vyaya Shariram. He says Vyaya Shariram. See, there Aya Mukham he has mentioned. Here Vyaya Mukham he has not mentioned because Mukha intake, only intake. It is income, that is the reason intake. So Vyaya only, it goes away. Shariram.
Yeah.
So Vyaya Shariram. Now I think there's Akshay's doubt also will come. Here what are there means? I am reading. This is not dealt with in last episode. I am reading. Deva Pitru Puja Danartham Swasti Vachanam Antapuram Mahanasam Duta Pravartimam Kosthagaram Ayudhagaram Panyagruham Kupyagruham Karmantaha Vishtihi पत्यश्वरथद्वीपपरिग्रहः गोमण्डलम् पशुमृगपक्षिव्यालवाटाः काष्ठतृणवाटश्च इति Vyaya Shariram. Actually, I'll give later on. Ganapati Shastri has given each how many, like, these one, two, three I have not counted, but how many come under each heading also he has given. I have noted down one place. Next class I'll share it in your this. Now what he says is Vyaya Shariram, expenditure. You are asking Deva Pujartham, Pitru
Hmm.
Pujartham, and also Danartham. So
Hmm.
Deva Puja is God's, that is for Deva Puja. And
Hmm.
Pitru Puja, I mean, like, means they say, no, Pitru Devatal. And Danartham. On certain occasions, whenever some is this will be there, automatically Dana, because each ritual is followed by Dana. So
Hmm.
that means Deva Pujartha, these are the headings of all the expenditure. And then
Yeah.
Swasti Vachanam. And for everything, those days, even now they do politicians, but they don't tell us. Each political leader, unless he is Nastika, has got a personal priest. Am I right? Every political leader has not only political leader, Mohan Ride garu, people like you, even business people also, even everyone has one personal priest, and
Correct.
they
Correct.
take the blessings of them, any beginning. Okay. So
Hmm.
Swasti Vachanam. The Swasti
Yeah.
Vachanam, for that also money should be kept away, because even if the priest doesn't want to take money, we will give. Otherwise, we feel that we don't incur that, we don't get the profit, that is fruit of the worship.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
okay, and that.
Hmm.
And Antapuram Mahanasa. He has given titles, you see. What is this? Antapuram, whatever is spent on royal harem. And
Hmm.
Ganapati Shastri makes it clear. Antapura means one is ladies, etc. Not only ladies. The
Hmm.
actually harem gods will be there. Actually, they are napumsakas, that transgenders. Those days,
Hmm.
transgenders were appointed in antapuras, harems.
Ruling men.
Transgenders. And everywhere the gatekeepers, female gatekeepers. And then Bhogini means, the dance. Bhogini means actually, what we say, luxurious and playful. Dancers will
Hmm.
be there, antapura, entertainment, and also, there's a
Hmm.
Sairandri, you have heard in Draupadi. So actually, the
Hmm.
beauticians, see,
Hmm.
beauticians are more important for Antapura. The
Hmm.
making
Yeah.
garlands, making different types of hair, this hair dressing, everything. So
Hmm.
that Kautilya is not mentioned by name, but we have to apply.
Yeah.
Antapura, what is the expenditure in Antapura? So that
Hmm.
so much of expenditure is there. If we
Hmm.
take even modern, of course, sorry, we are not supposed to say anything, but even if we say the lipsticks, etc., all these were there in those days also, Adara Raga. And the
Hmm.
powder, is actually that was really prepared with the, what we say, pollen, paragam, pushpa paragam.
Wow.
పొడి నుంచి చేసేవాళ్ళండి ఫ్లవర్స్. ఇప్పుడు కలర్ కలర్ కనబడుతుంది కదా, పువ్వుల నుంచి
Hmm.
ఏదైతే మనకు వస్తుందో, విత్ దాట్ దే యూస్ టు. అండ్ పర్ఫ్యూమ్ వాటర్ కూడా అంతే, దే యూస్ టు పుట్. ఇప్పుడు మన పాకీజా మూవీలో వచ్చింది, ఆమె
Hmm.
పడుకుని ఉంటే ఆల్ రోజ్ వాటర్ చూసారా, ఆల్ ద రోజెస్ వర్ పుట్ ఇన్ ద పాండ్. ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్,
అవును.
అదర్వైజ్ సీ
Hmm.
వన్స్ అగైన్. సో దట్
Hmm.
వాస్ పర్ఫ్యూమ్డ్ వాటర్. ఇన్ దట్
Hmm.
పర్ఫ్యూమ్డ్ వాటర్, అంటే ఇప్పుడు స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్స్ పర్ఫ్యూమ్డ్ వాటర్ పాండ్స్ ఉండేవన్నమాట, వెరీ క్లీన్, విత్ క్లీన్ వాటర్. So much of culture. If we read dramas, natakas,
Hmm.
we get all
Yeah.
these details. Actually, all our classical movies are based on this
Hmm.
literature in Hindi or
Hmm.
Telugu or Marathi, anywhere. Actually,
Hmm.
only great scholars, the great scholars only produce the films with the help of great writers. This is there.
Hmm.
That is the
Yeah.
reason they were successful. Now,
Hmm.
why they are not successful means they will make a khichdi. One part they pick from this and one part like that. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Mahanasam, kitchen.
Ma'am,
Whatever
I have
is, yeah.
Yeah. So you explained about the expenditure of prostitutes and all this beauticians and all. But Chanakya used to say that like a leader should be very controlled about their senses and always improve themselves involved in that, and also in state activities, not involved in other activities. So how he has
No, no,
uh,
that comes, no, no, that comes elsewhere. That already we have done in first Adhikarana. What he says is there should not be entertainment halls in the city, in the town. The gambling hall or this prostitutes account is there. That and what we say like drinking halls, all should be in the outskirts.
I see.
Outskirts. And Vinita Veshadhari should be there, but there is no question of actually that all this has come in a, I told you, in 40 episodes, how king should go to his harem to reach his queen. All these are explained there. So this actually whatever expenditure is to be spent, over expenditure here, Kautilya actually does not warn to cut the expenditure, not at all, to maintain the records.
Hmm.
And to make nowhere Kautilya is is correcting, checking. It is not at all there. Only the thing is, everything should be recorded.
Accounting.
Only white, no black. Everything should be
Mhm.
recorded and
Mhm.
properly, unless they spend, it is not possible to maintain royal harem or anything. So
Mhm.
such restrictions we don't find at all.
Mhm.
Only bad, whatever bad habits are to be restricted, controlled, that is a different again. In the,
Mhm.
like, when we proceed, offenses, punishments, I told you, everywhere for overcoming this much, this much, this much. And how disproportionate property, etc. All that comes next only in this second adhikar. So therefore, Kautilya means to say that all these were because otherwise, he has to send the Godacharis to other countries in
Mhm.
various forms. So whatever is there, it is a normal one. He has not
Mhm.
restricted any like personal life, human life, anything. Only the thing is record. King should have all the records. And this is very good question by you. This will be noted by others also because Kautilya never put any restrictions on personal life. He is more particular about discipline. You enjoy within your limits. You don't cross the borders of any discipline. That's all.
Mhm.
Everywhere we come to that only. But otherwise, don't wear ornaments, etc. He never said.
Mhm.
Whatever income you have to spend, his word is yatha paradha dandaha. Yatha, samarthyam, he says. Yatha he uses. In accordance with your earnings, in accordance with your learning. Whatever is there.
Mhm.
In our capacity only, it is to be done. And now, Mahanasam, kitchen. Kitchen, because it can't be avoided, no. Not only royal people, guests also. Beautiful description of the royal palace is there in Telugu. As I told
Mhm.
you, all that is gone. Now, Duta Pravartimam, again, just now I told, whatever expenditure is spent on sending Dutas, ambassadors. You know how expensive it is now.
Mhm.
Videshanga Shakha, foreign
Mhm.
relations. So Duta, and here in Duta qualities also already explained in Mother Adhikaranam. I think you have to, at least here and there, you have to turn all the earlier episodes, videos,
Mhm.
because what are the
Mhm.
qualities of Duta is there. So if
Mhm.
you see that, how difficult, PV garu ellar kadandi, PV and
Mhm.
Sushma Swaraj, all these were the foreign ambassadors, isn't it?
Yeah.
How efficient, how eloquent, how knowledgeable. All this is given by Kautilya. So
Wow.
while teaching that also I mentioned, PV was there. So many were there, now Jaishankar. Every
Mhm.
day we take the name of Jaishankar. It is not
Yeah.
that easy. So that way. Okay.
Mhm.
A Koshtagaram. I told storehouse. So
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
expenditure only, isn't it? Whatever cost they produce is there, along
Hmm.
with produce maintenance of the costagar. And now how godowns are, you know, how people are suffering if there is no proper godown when
Yeah.
that rain comes. So maintenance of godowns is a problem, isn't it? Now how
Yeah.
people are spending on snow world, artificial beaches, etc. Nobody bothers about godowns. Actually, the grain is, drenched in rainy water. They are
Hmm.
only tourist point of view that taking the care, but actually internal they are
Hmm.
forgetting. Easy income. That's all. Okay, then
And
Ayudhagaram
also,
mean yes,
yeah, and also Chanakya used to say that the grain resources and all, it's very important. And
yeah,
also, it shouldn't be just ideal. It should also be kind of independent and income generating. For example, if this grain supply in the market is less, so he should like he used to open the grain supplies and used to encash that money whenever it was more. The supply was more. He used to buy that in cheap price and used to store it. But nowadays, I don't see that.
that's what I am saying. Actually, this is Rangarajan has written.
Yeah, yeah,
Rangarajan.
Rangana.
Yeah, that because Rangarajan has taken the idea. But verbatim, actually, this is mentioned in earlier episodes. Because
Mhm.
how he should help the agriculture, land sealing. Land
Mhm.
sealing is mentioned. And land allocation, Janapada Nivesha, the beginning of this chapter, Janapada
Mhm.
Nivesha, establishment of state,
Mhm.
how to utilize arable land, that means which are suitable for agriculture, which are not suitable, allocation is there, and that
Mhm.
actually no land should be kept idle. It should be
Mhm.
taken from the persons and give to the persons who cultivate them. All this is
Mhm.
already discussed in our
The same go to the owner also and the cultivator also.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all this is there. That is there, as you say. That part we have, I think, discussed. Again, it comes um, uh, in this actually now. Okay, just two lines I read out and I'll stop here. And Aidhagara, maintenance of Aidhagara, Panyagruham, that is where all the saleable goods kept, the maintenance of that. Kupyagruha, where the forest produce is kept. Karmanta, all workplaces. Karmanta means all workplaces, factories. Vishti is a word, and this is, not bonded labor, forcible labor, and Vishti
Mhm.
is, forcible
Mhm.
labor అనే వర్డ్ కూడా మన కౌటిల్యుడు యూజ్ చేస్తాడు. Taking them
Okay.
forcibly. So Vishti,
Mhm.
and then fourfold troops. Padati,
Mhm.
Ashwa, Gaja, and Turaga. So,
Mhm.
sorry, Gaja. Padati, Ashwa, Gaja, uh, Ratha. I am forgetting Ratha. So, fourfold troops maintenance also. And then
Wow.
Gomandalam. Gomandalam
Mhm.
is all, as I told you, the domestic animals like cows, sheep, goat, yeah, the hen, etc., they are not mentioned. Kukura, etc. But
Mhm.
these are there. And then Pashu, Mruga, Pachi, Vyalavata. To the what we say, Vata means actually uh, the halls, protective places, Andy. Vata is protective places. That means like, zoo park or anything, like to keep the animal sanctuaries, etc. They say animal,
Mhm.
and to keep animals which are brought in, and birds and other deers, etc. Maintenance
Mhm.
of those animals, because that all these come in again further. I'll tell you. Kasta Truna water stated, and also to keep the kasta means wood, and also Truna means grass. not,
Hmm.
yeah, green grass kadu, that is dried grass. So now here, what really I want to tell you is, I just, here,
Yeah.
actually, I'll tell you the first chapter. I have been telling the first part, the first one, what he has done is total administrative machinery, king and his administrative machinery, ministers, secretaries, ambassadors, and godacharis, spies, intelligence. All this he has given an entire frame in the first, that means 21 chapters he has explained. Then
Wow.
what he has done now, with which chapter we are dealing is, it is called Adhyaksha Prachara. Now we
Wow.
are in the theory we have seen. Now we are activity of the heads of the departments is the title of the second Adhikarana. Adhyaksha Prachara. Activity
Wow.
of the heads of the departments means, again, here more than 30 main heads, titles, but each department has again sub-departments, subdivisions, etc. So that
Mm.
way, what he has done is, now he has discussed only Sannidhata, stores, and also Samartha, collector. But further, what he does is, everywhere, like, Hasti Adhyaksha, Sita Adhyaksha, agriculture head is different, mint compound
Mm.
different, mining different. Again, all these with details he discusses. That is the reason. It is
Wow.
15 big books, Adhikaranas. Total chapters in this book are 150.
Mm.
150 chapters are there. He has discussed 150. In this,
Wow.
actually, what we do, what he has done is almost, 1/3 he has devoted for army
Mm.
maintenance, total
Wow.
army,
Mm.
army, foreign policy, etc. And
Mm.
out of 15 big chapters are there, in this almost six come to internal administration.
Mm.
Total internal administration. Then it comes with foreign relations and then army, etc. So this
Mhm.
way it is done. Six,
Mm.
six, six. If we like Bhagavad Gita, if we
Mhm.
divide, like,
Yeah.
six in this, and then like that. Last chapter is only, whatever tricks or tips he has used, that much only. So that way,
Mhm.
this is a beautiful. Actually,
Mhm.
everyone, every common man, every intellectual at least should know. See, not for examination purpose, but for common
Mhm.
sense. Because if a common
Mhm.
man knows what are the things, what are the sources, and also by the way of knowing the sources, we can understand how many professions are involved in that. Actually,
Mhm.
job orientation, whatever we say now,
Yeah.
job orientation scheme also you will find here. How many are
Mhm.
there? So
Mm.
different. Actually, each one can write one article or one small book on
Mhm.
topics of their own interest. This is
Mhm.
actually my purpose of taking this. I Many won't understand. Still, I have taken, whether people come to listen to it or not. Anyhow,
Mhm.
that is like, Kautilya has written, the third century onwards. It is lying in the library still. 1900 means almost 2000 years. It was lying there. Okay. And then
I
it
got.
came to light. Even now, actually, after 1000 years, also now, it is not introduced in curriculum. And now
Mhm.
Indian knowledge system they have started. They are talking Dharma Shastra, Arthasastra. But now if they start, now it is,
Mhm.
2026 we are. When these people get educated, when this will be done in this,
Mhm.
what we say, mobile, this is mobile
Era.
era. Mobile era.
Era.
Who
Yeah.
will listen to lesson,
Mhm.
who is interested, who will listen and who will write on that. So all this is there. Anyhow,
Mhm.
thank you, Akshay. If anybody comes or not, if you come, we can have interaction and we'll have this.
If you're okay, we can interact about the income tax thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, I don't remember in Arthashastra saying this, but Rajiv Dikshit says this that in Arthashastra there is a mention that there is should be income on expenditure, not on this thing kind of income. A tax on expenditure, not on income. Is it correct, ma'am?
Tax on expenditure.
Yeah, Chanakya Arthashastra, it is written that there should be a tax on expenditure, not on income generation.
No, 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 no. See, just
No?
now I read it. Just now I read it now. See, actually, bhagaha is the word. That's the reason. Now the problem is, see, all popular personalities, they are giving lectures on Arthashastra online, okay? Actually, here what he said is bhagaha. It is mentioned. And not only here, in earlier episodes, I told you, actually, what is the need of the king? Even that Kautilyan law also, I discussed it. Actually, Matsya Nyayabhibhutaha Prajaha Rajanam Manum Vaivasvatam Rajanam Chakrire. Actually, there was no need of king. There was no king at all in earlier days, in beginning days. When there was no king, then Matsya Nyaya prevailed. Matsya Nyaya means a small fish is devoured by big one, then big one by big one, biggest one, like that. So then all the people approached and they requested to have a king. Then that Manu, Vaivasvata Manu was appointed as king, and also Dhanya Shadbhagam Cha, like 1/6 of the Dhanya, because ours is agricultural country. So the produce is as his share. So that is tax. And that is the reason. And later on also Dharma Shastras and Mahabharata, Ramayana, everything tells the king, after taking the sixth part, Raghuvamsha also it is mentioned. When a cow offers milk, Dilipa says, as 1/6 part is my share, I take after leaving the milk to that calf and also Muni's rituals, then I take my sixth part only, says, okay, that is my share. So that way, 1/6 part is already declared as the share bhaga, that is actually tax. Kara. Kara means actually Kara is elsewhere. But this automatically in foreign countries, first they deduct the tax, then they remit that salaries to their account. So here the sixth part automatically is royal income. Then, which I said, on the income that surcharge, etc., when they get profit and how much it is there. In next chapters, again this tax system, Shulka Jatsha, we said no. Shulka is customs. And similarly, next comes this tax, how much tax should be there, because we are dealing with the budget session. What is budget is this in next chapter he starts. What is financial year, what is budget, and how to estimate, budget estimate, how to estimate the budget, how to do it. So all this is there. So,
Ma'am, I think it was a merit what he said because
uh,
the countries which didn't have anything, just like UAE, let's say UAE or Singapore, they abolished the income tax thing. Okay, they said anybody can come here, anybody can earn. Whoever will like do the expense, GST, will buy a home, car, or anything, flat or anything, they have to pay the tax. So this
mm,
system has merit, I feel so, because if you try to tax people, okay, and take excess money from the rich and give it to the poor, this is the mindset, like, right? It won't work because the person who is taking the risk and building the wealth, they don't want to share 30%, 40%. Just like for example, if a businessman earning 1 crore, if somebody tells give 30% as income tax, 18% as GST, and upon it cess and all, and take the all the risk involved in business, doing business and all. And it lot of businessmen say, I have friend who says, if I'm paying 50% tax, government is a silent partner, and they would take tax whenever I earn, but not on my loss. So there is no merit in that. So he says, like, if I said, if what if income tax is abolished, so the money will rotate in the system, and it will be a kind of what we say, now people are earning, people are not showing it. Actually,
Yeah.
what is happening is they are not showing it. If it comes into the system, even Subramania Swamy, I think you know him, right? Rajya Sabha
Yeah.
MP. He like
Mm.
abolishing income tax. He says, like, in 5 to 10 years, you see how the GDP would be. He says, I'm saying to the government since 20, 30 years, but no one is listening. He was also the trade minister and all. So he says, like, abolish it and it would be much better, because the income tax department exists, salaries exist, then administration burden, all this checking, policing and all, it is not good for anybody. Just like how it happened for license Raj, because government was issuing licenses for few people. Okay, they were like for only limited people they were giving industry licenses, and it got abolished and it became boom. So what do you think about this?
Actually, that is here. Tax, modern tax, why really I am each time stressing on, laying stress on Kautilyan system means Kautilyan system tax is, it is not a tax at all. Kara is again, it is elsewhere, the tax system we are coming. But here, not exactly 30% or 50%. Actually, I told you, no, they are different rates are fixed. For example, on fruits, we'll come to that a little, and on other thing. And another thing you mentioned, not loss. Actually, even trade, even the customs, even the duty, etc., everywhere Kautilya is very particular. If at all there is loss, if there is loss, no question, the compensation is given. That also comes in our this Vyaya Shariram, etc. Also expenditure. If there some ship pramada, anything happens, no, they should totally exempted. No tax, no shulka, nothing. All this is done by Kautilya. So profit actually, and another what he says is whatever is there, even if there is loss for the government this is royal treasure. Um, but if it is harmful to the common man, then it should not be introduced. Kautilyan system is even if really it causes loss to the royal treasury. If it is burdensome to the person, common man, it should not be. So everywhere, that is the reason it's a good thing. Actually, you just follow this Arthasastra. I explain as I understand. You can understand as you can. So here these Brahmas, what we say, this Brahma will go away. Brahma will come into the true knowledge, true system, true Indian system will come into existence. That is the reason actually forcibly this Arthashastra at least know some part. Now actually our Maharashtra people like I don't know, I have to write, I had to start material is with me. That Indian Knowledge System project is received by Ramtek University. They asked me to write Kautilya's Arthashastra. But only Arthashastra means 150 pages. What matter I can present in that? Only how the system is there, chapterization I done. That is the reason. Actually, we have to first of all, what I did is I brought out the ministers, etc. in other episodes. How should be the selection of ministers? Please, one thing what I mistake I did is nowadays I am putting thumbnails and also description. It was beginning. I recently started operating the computer, etc. Later on, only with mobile. I did not know that Unmilanam. I said no. I send Telugu. I could not because it is in my son-in-law's account. I can't do any changes now. He is supposed to do. Otherwise, now the present videos I am putting a description also. That means as soon as you just tap it, you will know the content of that. There you will we cannot to try to. So that way, actually, all this I wanted to bring into light. That is the reason I started Telugu. I thought some Telugu people may come, but later on I realized our Telugu people are not bothered about anything because um, here this is the some we can't comment, but Telugu people where there is richness, there will be laziness also. This two Telugu Rashtra's are self-sufficient. They are okay. They need not struggle. Like Bihar people or Orissa people, they need not struggle. Struggle. They can have their own employment. They eat and sleep. Eat and sleep very comfortably. House ladies.
Ma'am, when there is kind of wealth, there is also comfort, and
Yeah,
people get comfortable. This is what happens in USA or European
yeah,
countries and all. They get comfortable. It's natural thing.
yeah.
But some people overcome it and many can't.
That's why. That's the reason this is okay. So nice of you, both of you, Mohan Raidu garu and Akshay. Shall we stop
But
Thank you,
here?
ma'am. Thank you,
but
ma'am.
please,
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
please do that, ma'am.
Huh?
Subramaniam Swami speeches about not removing income tax. I think there is a link between those. If you can go through that and tell me, it would be great.
Which one? Which one? Yeah.
Remove the income tax thing, removing of it.
No,
Like he,
actually, what I do is now because I am doing all the three programs on online. So one is our professors and this. Now I can't really go and read all that. That way I am not going because what I want is I want to bring the karmane swadharme nidhanam sreyaha. I want to do my duty, bringing ancient knowledge to you. Because now again, and another thing I'm not supposed to comment because the problem is once